Hello children, today we are going to understand the importance of your practical examination in entrepreneurship. The entrepreneurship practical examination carries 30 marks. It includes 10 marks each to projects and 5 marks each for written test and oral test, that is Viva. The main objective of entrepreneurship is to generate entrepreneurship quality among the students. So while doing the practical work, also the same approach will be taken into consideration, where students are going to actuate their skills which they learn in their theory. They are going to understand what are the business risks, how they are going to assess, how they are going to manage, and what are the basic communication tools. The market survey is very important as far as to understand the taste and preferences of the people and how they are going to design a questionnaire. Students will have to fulfill the following as a part of the project work. As I said earlier, that 2 projects of 10 marks each, and both the projects should be handwritten project file. Number 1 is a market survey, number 2 is a business plan. For each format we are going to see later. The external practical written paper will be of 5 marks, and it will be from chapter 5 business arithmetic. The external viva, that is 5 marks, will be based on the project files that evaluator is going to assess. Market survey. The student will have to conduct survey in any one of the below mentioned topics and follow the guidelines. Conduct a simple market research with the objective of estimating demand of an existing product in the market. That means you have to select one existing product and you have to design a questionnaire on the basis of it, and then you have to find that how the demand and the market share of that particular product prevails in the market. Students will have to give an innovative suggestion to the product. Innovative suggestion as in you can have another competitive product of the prevailing product, existing product, or you can bring certain improvisation in the prevailing product. Conduct a survey for new innovative product. That means you have to prepare a questionnaire, you have to distribute among number of people. Minimum 20 is required, maximum is depending on your caliber, that how more number of questionnaires you can distribute. After conducting a survey, you have to conduct a survey for study. That means you have to interpret each and every question of that particular survey, and you have to represent that in a pictorial presentation as if in either a graph or a pie chart. Identify the product from a given box. Any product you can take. Now make a project on identify product, keeping in mind the following. Think of innovation in the selected product. Innovation could be in the product content, feature, design, packaging, distribution, strategy, service, etc. So innovation is not only stick to the product, but it can be in the marketing, it can be in the packaging, it can be in the distribution strategy. Feasibility test should be done by using the objective of the questionnaire. Competition analysis, that means 2-3 other brands of the same category should also be taken into consideration. Questionnaire analysis, that each and every question should be analyzed in the form of pie charts and pictorial or graphical representation. And then recommendation, that means you may take any recommendation from internet, or if you have any sources with the companies, you can directly have a communication with the company. The specimen of a market survey here they have taken, you can see it's based on the hair oil. So first you have to write the purpose of the survey, general instruction, that means the one who are going to fill these questionnaires, they are given certain instructions. These are the type of questions that it should be open-ended, it should be close-ended. If open-ended questions may be difficult for you to prepare the presentation or interpretation on. The other specimen is on washing detergent. You can see such type of questions can be asked. You can also add certain pictures in your questionnaires, and you can also ask them that from where did they get the information, and the suggestions or productive innovations from the consumer sides is always welcome. Now, after collecting the information, you have to analyze the entire questionnaire in the graphical format. For example, if you have 20 people, you might have taken the survey. So on the base of their data, the first question, for example, they have taken. So similarly, for every question, you have to interpret and you have to analyze. Here you can see Surf Excel is the choice. So you have to express in graphically and also write your suggestion that what was the response of people. You can also have pie chart and then you can give the interpretation of what survey you have done, like this. And then you have to make a market survey report. The market survey report should be in handwritten and in a specific format. Now you can see the project should be done individually. As you know, the individual marks are given. The project should be handwritten and in white one side rule sheet or single colored sheet only. Page limit is 20 to 25. The survey report should be original and proper analysis of all the question in the questionnaire should be done. The format, that is external cover page, acknowledgement, executive summary, index, introduction to the topic, profile of the organization, data analysis and interpretation, conclusion and recommendation, photographs if any you click, bibliography, that means from where did you take the information, and appendix, that means any other acknowledgement if you want to add. External cover page should always contain the symbol of our school, and then you have to make it in a box, the name of a student and your batch. Acknowledgement should have this content you have prepared previously. So next in the flow is acknowledgement. You know the format, that what are the contents that you're supposed to write in the acknowledgement. Executive summary, index, introduction to the topic, everything is available in your NCERT textbook. You can take the guidance and then you can use it. Profile of the organization, as you are going to take an existing product, so the organization should have certain history that you can add. You can add the tag or brand logo, okay, and then data analysis, conclusions and recommendation, bibliography, appendix, that you have made the market survey in your grade 11th. The same thing you are going to pursue. The number of questions should be not exceeding 12. It should be minimum of 8 and maximum of 12, and the question should be relevant to the topic that you have taken. Next project is business plan. It also carries 10 marks. The business plan should have some innovative idea. The product or service should be in such a manner that it is not pre-existing. You are doing something new, and how you are going to execute. The business plan should be in such a manner that it will attract the investors, and you should give the importance that why that particular investor will invest in your business. Logo and tagline should also be designed in your own creative manner. Similar products and services should also be mentioned. Competitive advantage, that means what is the USP of the product, what is the USP of your service or product, that should also be taken into consideration. Marketing plan. Marketing plan, first of all, market research, then target market, advertising and promoting ideas, packaging, distribution, and if any egg mark or ISI mark if it is required. Cost per unit, next important thing is cost per unit or per customer if it is service, fixed cost, variable cost, everything on an estimation should be calculated, and your business plan should have that particular topic. Selling price. See, after taking into consideration fixed and variable cost, you will add on certain profit, and on the basis of that profit you are going to give the selling price. Startup cost, that will include all these particulars like land, assets, that means fixed and variable assets, and what are the fixed expenses that should be given in detail along with the figures. How would you meet up your startup cost? That means what are the sources of your capital as far as the startup cost is concerned. Likely risk factors of your business. Risk factors in your business are also to be taken into consideration, and how you have designed or how you are going to manage those risk factors. A pro forma, that is an estimated income and expenditure statement, should be written so that you can have a rough estimation about your profit and to what extent are the operational costs, if you are getting a profit or loss, in how many days. So these income and expenditure statement that will have a brief calculation about all your incomes and expense and will give a net profit or loss that you are going to get. Break even point of your business. The break even point is a point where the business has covered all the fixed cost and the investments. That means the point of sales where there is no profit no loss situation. So how and when, by when you are going to get the break even point, you have to show the computing, that means the calculation about the break even point. The next important thing is external written paper that is of 5 marks. It will have sums of EOQ, that is economic ordering quantity, that you will be studying in your chapter 5. Working capital requirements. The working capital you have studied in your accountancy very well. Current assets, current liability assessment, and calculation of break even point. You may have startup costs, fixed costs, variable costs that you are doing in your B plan project, so you are very